Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Vinolya, Sharmila madam, you just give admit. She's there inside. Vinolya.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then you just check up in the list of winner SSR is there. He is the resource person. For him also you give admit.
Sharmila ma'am came as a co-host, ma'am. I have given, ma'am.
Madam, yes, madam. I am here, madam.
Yeah. You kindly check whether winner SSR has joined. He has joined, now we can start.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Akila, are you ready, ma? Akila.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, you're audible, sir. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
Our resource person have joined, ma'am.
Can I?
Sharmila madam.
Yes, 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 madam.
Yes. Somebody come up. Can I
And
start?
winner SSR has joined. Can we start? Anybody else has to join?
Yeah, yes, madam. We start, madam. Akila. Winner, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Winner SSR, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, madam.
How are you, sir?
Sir, shall we start this session, sir? Okay. Akila.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Start, ma.
Shall we start, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, ma. Yes, ma.
Good afternoon to the respected resource person, all the faculty members, dignitaries and participants present here to the second session of 5-day International Online Faculty Development Program 2023. As our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking leads to knowledge, knowledge makes you great. So it is the successful learning that makes everyone experts in their field. So it is my pleasure to call upon Dr. L. George Stephen, sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Pedagogical Sciences, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, to give a brief introduction to our resource person. Sir, please, sir.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Sir, good afternoon, sir. Dr. Winner, sir. Good afternoon. Okay. Very good afternoon to one and all. Nandini, am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay, I'll proceed. A very good afternoon to one and all present. Professor Dr. Vinnaras Nityanandam, a professor in education, an esteemed professor from UNICAF University, Cyprus. Respected sir has finished his PhD from Manonmani Sudarnar University, Tirunelveli, and MSc Psychology from Madras University, Chennai. Sir is an adjudicating professor of Liverpool, John Moores University,
Sir,
UK,
sir, your voice
and
is breaking.
also St. Eugene's University
Sir,
in Zambia. From
voice is breaking.
my voice is breaking. Okay, ma'am. Now is it okay, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Now is it okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. You can proceed, sir.
Madam, is it okay?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Sir, it is okay. Yes, sir. You're audible,
Yes,
sir.
yes, I'm checking.
Yeah, it is not breaking now, sir.
Okay, I'll start. So from September 2018 to October 2022, our eminent professor worked as professor in education, Lebanese French University, Erbil, Iraq. Now is it okay? Yes. The reputed professor has worked in Loyola College of Education, Chennai, and he worked as vice principal for more than 12 years in the same college. He is an expert in the field of models making of educational psychology, research design and methods, pedagogy of teaching and learning, guidance and counseling, and ICT in education, and many more. He is also an expert in the field of tools and platform like Google Classroom, Moodle, Edmodo, LMS, Zoom, and Gmeet, Google Meet. Sir has received a prestigious Best Professor Award from Education Today. There is a good magazine and the Education Best Award of Dr. Abdul Rahman, University of Chennai in December 2014. And he has got another significant award of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Global Educator Award from ICERT, Delhi, in the year 2022. Respected Sir has published many articles in the national and international level magazines. He has authored 3 books for his credit. He has given keynote address and he has acted as very good research person in national and international conferences and in the workshops. That is, in more than 750 he has done it. So that's a great thing. Sir is really here. He has done a pinnacle of achievement in his career. He has got more than 70 years of teaching experience and research experience. He has produced 7 PhDs and 24 M.Ed scholars. Such a great professor is in our midst to share his expertise today for this afternoon session. Sir, please come to share your expertise, sir. Please come.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
Thank
Am
you,
I audible
sir.
to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, you are audible.
Okay, may I start the session now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
thank you. I'll share my slides. Yes. A very good afternoon to everybody. It's my immense pleasure to be here with you all to giving about the FDP for all the professors, teachers, as well as prospective student teachers and eminent scholars. So it's a good opportunity for everybody even though me, to boost my like the learning outcome as well as exposure in the field of education. I am Professor Dr. Vinnaras Nidhyanandam from School of Education, Unicef University, Cyprus. Today, I would like to share the topic, relate something about Bloom's taxonomy. And we are designing in many concepts, but I'll go to give some designs of Bloom's taxonomy, which will help every prospective teachers to get good learning outcomes, because we always focus learning objectives. Today we'll go to focus something how we can gain effective learning outcomes when we use Bloom's taxonomy in our teaching learning process. First of all, just I'll give some intro about Bloom's taxonomy. Many of them know about this, even though we need something to repeatedly then only know about what is actuality in the Bloom's. Bloom's taxonomy is a pedagogical approach that helps you to measure the cognitive development of learners. Kindly keep in your mind, the Bloom's taxonomy always helps us to develop or equip the cognitive development of every learners. Its hierarchical structure helps to track your learners' depth of understanding and ultimately determine if your training program is working as intently. Whenever you give a training before or after or in between to equip their capacity of learning. The framework was named after Benjamin Bloom's, an American education psychologist, together with help of his own friends like Max Glenn and Edward First and Walter Hell and David Cartwell and Bloom devised the model back in the year 1956. In essence, the Bloom's taxonomy classifies 6 levels of cognitive functionings. Everybody know well about the 6 levels. The levels provide a sense of structure for various mental processes we go through while mastering the new topic or concepts coming under this one. Subsequently, the model helps you to categorize your learning objectives into variety levels of complexity. After all, Bloom's base the models on the notion that students learn better if they receive individualized education plans. Setting your learning goals according to your learners' cognitive skills levels helps to meet the needs and needs of everyone. Because the Bloom's always focusing individualized improvement. So individual outcome. Just I'll go to show a small video.
Sir, excuse me, audio is not coming, sir. We can able to see the video, but audio is not coming.
Not coming?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know why. Just 1 minute, ma'am. I'll check.
Sure, sir.
Maybe that. But for this audio device, smart audio. Okay. Now it's coming?
No, sir. It is not audible.
Mm. Yeah, it's okay, no problem. But
Okay, sir. Okay.
this just only music behind. There is no dialogue.
Okay then.
That's
sir.
why no need to worry about. But even though I like to share the audio also, but I don't know why it's not coming to us. Let's check. Just a minute. The problem here only, I think so. My system maybe. The sound is off. I have to on. No.
Sir, audio is not coming, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. Its audio is not working. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
why.
okay, sir. Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
okay.
sir.
It's only for action only.
Yeah, it's
Just
okay,
music
sir.
only behind. Kindly accept my apologies.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Are you getting now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
I don't know why. Maybe the Zoom is not supporting. Mostly Google Meet used to support. Sometimes Zoom is not supporting.
Yes, sir. Now it's audible.
You all have seen this video in the beginning. We have different perceptions. Just wait, I'll continue the video, don't worry. We have different perceptions whether the old man, why he catch the rat or the mice, and what he will go to do, and what will happen. What is this much enjoyment as well as sorrow, as well as the planning and perfection or something. This is the consequence accepted by the blooms. We are the teachers, we should prepare everything in different perspectives, not in single. So we have to face the circumstances. We have to plan and prepare and execute and practice and experience many things. So let me continue the video, then I'll continue my. Yeah, this is a small expectations what we have to do as a teachers among the learners. Because the original Bloom's taxonomy exposed by the Blooms about the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, then evaluation. The knowledge stands, it always involves the recall of specifies and universalizes, the recall of the methods and processes, or the recall of the pattern, structure, or settings. Because knowledge is very important. So it's very comprehensive. It refers to a type of understanding what we understand about the knowledge or apprehension, such as that the individual knows what is being communicated and can make use of the material or idea being communicated without necessarily relating into other materials or seeing in fullest implications. So even the knowledge and comprehension exposed more, they have to utilize like application. It refers to the use of abstractions in particulars and concern situations. Whether you apply or comprehend or know the knowledge, but we have to analyze which is correct and which is wrong, which is perfect. So it represents the breakdown of the communication into its constituent elements or parts, such that the relative hierarchy of ideas is made clear and all the relations between ideas expressed or made explicit. So even though we need to synthesis, it's like he expect we involves putting together of elements and parts so as to form a whole. So anyhow, we have to evaluate, decide the correct one or getting the feedback. So everyone in engages like judgments about the value of materials and methods given for the purpose. So it is focusing about the objectives, what we do. But it was revised in the year 2001. The Bloom's taxonomy has been applied to education for decades, and it has developed over the years to include different domains. Similarly, it has gone through some key updates. Today, we are going to focus on the latest and now most common, like the versions, often referred to as, it's called as the revised taxonomy. Many psychologists, particularly a great psychologist, David Caldwell and Lern Anderson, modified the original cognitive model in the year 2001. They published in with a little like a title, a taxonomy for teaching, learning, and assessment. A revision of Bloom's taxonomy of educational objectives. The new version places a great focus on more dynamic approach to education because they are focusing how to teach, what to learn. Then finally, whatever we taught, whatever they learned, we need to evaluate. That's called assessment. So they are focusing all the three corners of concept in the learning objectives. Caldwell and Anderson realized that educational objectives should not be shown into fixed and changing spaces. Instead, that revised framework reflects a more active model of every individual's learning. So this is revised aspects. So the lower order thinking and higher order thinking always focused effectively. The Bloom's phase are made as the noun form, but the Anderson and another his friends made as a verbal form. For example, evaluation change and synthesis also change. The knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation is the old one. The revised one made us remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, then create, recreate. So it is a new invention or innovation. The Bloom's revised taxonomy exposed what we have to remember. Can the students recall or remember the information, whatever we gave? For example, they able to define, duplicate, list out, memorize, recall, repeat, and give a statement. So we have to focus on that. Then when we remember, we have to make them to understand. Can the students explain the ideas or concept, whatever they understand? For example, the clarification or classifying the ideology, or describe or discuss, explain, or identify, the locate, recognize, report, select, translate, paraphrase. So we can use the phrases. Even they apply, the students use information in a new way, like how to choose, how to demonstrate, and how to determine, like dramatize, and how employ, then to illustrate something, interpret, operate, schedule, stick, solve, use, and write it. So apply, then analyze. They're analyzing in the discourse between the different parts. So apprise, compare, contrast, criticize. So we can make it more, then evaluate. They can justify a stand of decisions. So apprise, argue. So we can put different terms like this. Then finally, what they expect to create something new protection, new produce, new concept. So they have to assemble, reconstruct, we can say, and create a new design, to develop, formulate, writing the new things. So this is the new expectation of the Bloom's disciples in the year 2001. That's why they they revised the taxonomy to explain the new ideology for everybody. The outcome should give something effectiveness. The 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy giving a great explanations. The revised framework categorized that cognitive domain of learning into varying the levels according to the complexity and richness. Even each level comes in a series of verbs that describe the actions learners should be able to complete at the stage, even every stages. Once they have mastered these verbs, like a noun to verb, they move up to the next level, like a higher order level. As a result, the complexity level increases as they move up in the high. The basis of the Bloom's taxonomy was a simple hypothesis. If you cannot remember a concept, you do not understand it properly. And if you do not understand the subject matter, you cannot be apply it wherever you do, whatever you do. Therefore, true expertise is impossible without first establishing foundations of remembering and understanding in everywhere in the concept. With that in mind, the framework is arranged into a continuum of cognitions. The shapes of the pyramid helps to illustrate how each level is dependent upon one another. For instance, learners cannot jump from the first stage to the further. They need to understand before they can apply and analyze, before they can evaluate. So they can go by stage or step by step to improve their knowledge of creativity. However, it's essential to remember that not every learner will start from a first stage, but some of your learners may have already mastered certain skills. This allows them to jump in somewhere in the middle and beginning climbing up from there. Depends upon the effective outcomes what we expose with the knowledge. So this is the aspect, like they are giving about remembering, understanding, apply, analysis, and evaluate and create. Whatever remember is called like a recall, facts, that basic concepts. What they understand, they grasp and explain the meaning of instructional materials. They are applying, like use information in a new situation. They analyze, a draw connections among ideas and concepts. Even evaluate, like they make discussion after evaluating every and further information. Then finally, they are getting a good outcome, like to create a new. They use information to create something new for the generation. So this is the expectation of the present life of the people, what we create in the new, not the engineer students to create, what the medicine students create, what the researchers to create. Even as teachers, we teach something to create among them the new expertise, new knowledge, new exposures. Every Bloom's level gives each level as list of action verbs to identify that the type of cognitive activity beginning performed by the students. So we have to focus always cognitive development. How give a different activities. The remember is lowest level using the action verbs memorizing, reduce or recognize the fact and terms. But each step up the builds on one below require a higher level of thinking and more difficult learning activities. So we need to focus many activities to develop the cognitive consequence of a human being or our students. Then only we able to make perfection to get a good outcome of the Bloom's levels. So this is the concept they are giving about the Bloom's level in each one I told already. To memorize or even or describe or utilize whatever we do. So how we are focusing getting the creativity? How we are focusing about to get the perfect creativity? How to use the Bloom's taxonomy to develop or getting a good outcome? Use Bloom's action verbs to write learning outcome. What are the action verbs he is giving like that? Using the Bloom's levels to structure course content like the curricular mapping to utilize more. Then use the Bloom's to assess and measure the student's progress. Simply we say the Bloom's taxonomy is there as a subjective. No, try to keep it to make more utilization. For example, use all the course work, even preparing, planning, and developing and measuring everything. Then only we can able to get a good outcome in your prospective teachings. Writing the learning outcomes. Use Bloom's action verb to write learning outcome. For example, student will be able to apply how the diagnosis and procedure codes according to a current guidelines with a 70% of accuracy or better Bloom's level 3, particularly apply. Try to apply whatever you want to apply with effective actives. So before they won't give some freedoms to utilize the curriculum and construction. Now everybody free or flexible to utilize your own ideology to make perfection in the classroom. So you can create a new creators, creative people, creative students, creative researchers. So for example, I have read many articles, I have read many theses, but I have seen there is no effective outcome from many the research scholars and even though the teachers and other articles. Why? Because we always refer others and we follow, but we never create anything. But the Bloom's always expertise what? Create the new. How? When we apply effectively, what we have to apply from the present globalized world. So some structure course content we can utilize. For example, using the Bloom's to plan, begin at the lower level Bloom's category. As the student develops more skills, understanding the activity is difficult, the Bloom's level also increases. The plan the learning outcome first. Mostly every lesson plan focus the learning objectives, even though they're learning outcome. First, now you give a preference to learning outcome, what they are getting the outcome. The first, so that the course content aligns with learn goals. So your course does not start with the most difficult materials. So test the blueprint, curriculum mapping or tools that help structure of course content. So try to apply some blueprints and some curriculum mapping effectively to focus on this is my outcome. So I will focus, I will do the activity, I'll plan some actions to do in the class as well as planning, make effective outcome in my teaching learning process. A simple video about what we expertise the outcome. Yeah, you have seen the small short animation movie. It is the outcome we expect, not the outcome what they memorize and exposed. So we need the creativity from their inner heart or inner feeling. So whatever they learned, so we have to create the innovation we have to do. How we can do? The present society expects a technology as an innovation. So they expect something like something we have to innovate with the integrative consequence of technology in higher order thinking skills. So like today's students, regardless of a demographic, have shown an interest in digital opportunities to learn, and the range of Web 2.0, not only 2, now is everything changed. The tools that make collaborations, innovations, and individual explosions the possible and incredible. Many practitioners within the field of education have thought of unique ways to connect the digital tools with the framework of Bloom's revised taxonomy, which has led to the emergence that we have to know something new, the revised with the digital Bloom's taxonomy. What is a digitalized concept? Digital Bloom's taxonomy, the same revised concept, but we have to focus like remember, understanding, apply, analysis, evaluate, and create something to do all the aspects with the help of technology. With the help of technology. The Bloom's digital taxonomy. The purpose of Bloom's digital taxonomy is to improve or inform the instructions of how to use the technology and digital tools to facilitate the students' learning and experience and outcomes. So here we are giving the experience as well as their outcomes. It aims to expand upon to the skills associated with each level as technology becomes a more ingrained essential part of learning. Because as we are working, I'm working in a foreign country, there always we expect the outcome, how they utilize the technology of exposures. For example, in our university, we never ask the students to utilize for giving everything in a common. So we are giving a separate portal for them like LMS. So they have to submit their assignments without plagiarism. So the LMS automatically will check. So we expose them there. We are giving a model tutors, for example, how to prepare assignment, what is the topic, what are the materials we expect, and we give the limitations, design everything. So they are learning from that, and even they submit their assignments with zero plagiarism. Is it possible? Because the expectation we need now, the present scenario, what our creation of new. Most of the things we just simply say others words and terms, but we try to do it. That is the outcome I always expect by the Blooms. The use of these adapted versions and examples of tools, it provides a focus should not be on the tools themselves, but rather on how the tools can act as a vehicles of transforming the student thinking at a different level. So their thinking level, the cognitive thinking level should go higher. So outlined below are the level of future within the Bloom's revised taxonomy. Each levels is accompanied by describing of its relevance and examples of digital tools that connect with the taxonomy frameworks, always what we have in our everyday activity. What we remember. Our remembering, like focus in the new way, like to recall the facts, basic concepts or retrieval of materials. So we have to use the tool to do this one, like bookmarkings, copying, Googling, bullet pointing, highlighting, group networking, searching. So when we make this type of input using the digital tools, we get a new outcome, the creation of present world, because the artificial intelligence we are exposing in every field, so we can gain the effective outcome from this one. Even though we can make an understanding, like to explain ideas, concepts, or construct some meaning framework, like a frame from written materials or graphs, like use different tools like advanced searching. Ask them to search, like annotating, a block journaling, tweeting, tagging, committing, and subscribing. So these are effective tools nowadays, what we expect outcome. Then we can apply how to use information in a new situation, such as modules, diagrams, and presentations. So we can utilize some tools like calculating and charting, editing, hacking, presenting, uploading, operating, sharing with the groups. So it will help them. It will help them and giving the perfection. The students can gain and learn effectively in the global concept. We have to analyze to draw connections among ideas, concepts, or determining how each part integrated to an overall structure or purpose. Because when they analyze, they have to utilize some tools like mashing, mind mapping, surviving, linking, validating. So it will help them. So they need to comparative analysis. Even the research scholars, even the student teachers, they have to learn how to analyze. It's very, very important in the teaching learning process. Sorry. Evaluating is a very, very important concept, because whatever remember, understand, analyze, and we have to evaluate. To justify a stand or decisions, to make judgment based on criteria and standards through checking and critiquing. So we can use the tools like grading, networking, rating, testing, reflecting, reviewing, blog, even commenting and posting and moderating. So the assessment always focus this one. So this is the evaluation. We can get the outcome. What is the outcome? That outcome is creation, to produce a new or original work. I expect everyone to do the same. Create a new. So tools, your animations, your new chart, new models, blogging, filming, broadcasting, publishing, stimulating new ideas, stimulate with your new and or wiki building, video blocking, programming, directing, like create the chart, new map, everything. This is the outcome always expected with a new design of Bloom's taxonomy always. These are some of the applications and creations. So even in Apple iPad, you can see what are the tools are available to get the each component of Bloom's taxonomy, particularly revised one. You can see this all, but we never use here. What we do use here, maybe use the Google's class. Maybe we can use it some Google Drive. So other things what? So the present scenario of education, expertise, you have to become a technology or techno teacher. So follow the Bloom's digital taxonomy, revised one, and apply with the outcome, not only the objectives. So technology in education rapidly changed the landscape what we are nowadays. So before we learned here and there, now we are learning wherever we are. It's a great example. Now we have FDP through online. Even we have a holidays, even we have a working day, we able to focus everything as a perfect way on now. What are the learning outcomes and Bloom's taxonomy? All allow us to demonstrate that learning has acquired in our students in an objective, it's measurable way. So we have to focus on learning and students' success, supporting the university missions and provost charges. So we have to do that one with our curriculum framing as well as our teaching learning process, or an integral part of accreditation standards. It should focus the effectiveness. Then to empower the students to become more involved in their learning experiences. So digitalized experiences, utilize the laboratories, utilize the labs, utilize the technology, audio visual systems, ICT to focus effectiveness. Allow us to assess the students' learning and use the results as tool for every better improvement. So we need to create a common language that across all departments with the university to access what is the actual outcome, what we focused. Some tips we have, some tips for creating a better or good learning outcomes. So when we prepare our class or plan our class, we need to focus on what is the outcome we expect and not only the processes, what we do. Then we start each outcomes with an action verbs. So there are a lot. Then avoid the wage verbs such as known and understanding. Always we write, I know, you know, what do you understand? Saying something new. That's the expectation of outcome. Then incorporate a mixture of lower order and higher order thinking always. Mix it. Write outcomes from the student's perspective. Don't write from your perspectives alone. You can write as hypothetical like expected outcome, but what is their outcome? So you have to think with their perspectives. So we need to understand their mind and prosperity. Check that the outcomes reflects the knowledge, skills, or attitudes of the students. Then try for no more than 3 outcomes per major topic. Don't expect more outcomes, at least 3 minimum. The outcomes of the verbs, we can use something like remember, we can define, identify, recall, then understand. We can use different verbs here. I can proceed to you. So evaluate, you can use judge, justify. Here you can see there is no understanding, there is no like that. So it's always getting changed. Some innovations you can try. Better you can make a good effective outcome with help of using the medias. Use of social media in these classes or every classes. For example, you make your class with Twitter, blogs, and Facebooks. Use the technology in a classroom in different way. You can create your own, like some effective LMSs. There are some ideologies like Moodles and other things are available free for everybody. Then use the tablet and computers or laptops to expose many ideas for the teachers as well as, for the students. You can see this video about getting what the outcome actually everybody expect. Sorry. வீடியோ இருக்குல்ல ஒன்தான் வந்துரும்ல. What is our desired expectations? Because we talk about the application of Bloom's taxonomy in our everyday teaching learning process. What is the outcome? What is our actual outcome? Our outcome always what we have to expertise. The video has given the good ideology. What we do is not important. What we expect. What is the real design of outcome? For example, he tries himself to keep the dried plant getting into water, the wastewater, and he helped his earners of money to the beggar woman, and he gave a food to the dog, and he have a good love with the working woman as well as the old woman. What happened that last? He never felt as he is alone. He got a pride as a good outcome comes, like the child went to the school and he got, she got a good education, and the dog become his one of the member in the family, and how the old lady giving a love and affection. Even the working woman giving some pretty of concepts. Everybody likes you, everybody makes you like your exposure of knowledge, giving a good effectiveness. So they can do their own in the future. So every person, every ideology, when we utilize the Bloom's consequence or concept of component, always reach high. How? Because of a perfect teaching learning process has to be done that will make a effectiveness of outcome always. So we have to plan properly. So we have to evaluate properly. So why I focus, we need a technology like innovation in our teaching learning process. Everybody say the lecture giving nothing, but reading giving 10%. Then audio visual sometimes gives 20%. Demonstration like giving something 30%. Discussion 50. Then practice doing 75. Teach others something new. That too mainly makes 90. What they do others, not we have to do something different. Some of the tools for encouraging a new innovation, creative in our teaching learning process, utilizing like teachers, particularly for getting a good outcome through our teaching learning everyday activity. Number one, role play. So role play, you know about is a old method or selling something, not. So we can play and every time and every moment in the class as how we are to want to expose. You can see the primary education and pre-primary education, the teachers using a role play to teach the alphabets, use the role play to teach the numbers and actions and pronunciations, everything. Then now I'm telling the radio shows, not only radio, video shows also available now. Then make more demonstrations. Don't give a simple thing, yes, you know what is this or blah. No, you can give your best, because we are focusing when we teach only few students, those who have to learn everything easily. But we have to think every students. That's why they said Bloom's taxonomy focusing individualized planning, individualized expectations. So maybe a demonstration may help one student to get to learn. But when we give more demonstrations, maybe help others also get something new, not the same, do some different way. Then making a mind map and concept mapping always helps effectiveness. Now there are a lot of applications and tools are available, easy to prepare mind maps. So it always helps us. You can share, you can make a picture, you can continue, you can modify also. Then storytelling is a very old method, but everybody expects now stories, digital stories. Then field trips. No need to go to the place. You can show a video about the place. If anybody there from the place, you can teach them. For example, that 2-3 days I have given a wonderful workshop for the school teachers. There are 50 teachers. I'm giving about how to develop or improve the communicative skills for effective learning. So that time I made a small aspect I have invited my students, those who are in abroad, come on Google Meet to talk with the teachers. They are in the school and they are expressing about I'm in the school, I'm teaching this subject, there are my students, and this is my school, this is my playground, the school is like this, the climate is like this, our curriculum is like this. So I made a good interaction with the children, the students, sorry, my students, they are working in a teachers in abroad, and they are talking with our teachers. So those who are here, they got a good interaction, they're talking together. So I didn't take them into the other countries, but they are getting the exposure of field, how they are. Some students came from Iraq and some students came from Zambia, some students came from Cyprus. So they are talking each other. Really a wonderful session for them. They said, we never tried out this one. We never seen them, but it's a wonderful exposure for us. Being a teacher, he came to know about other country teachers, how they are teaching, what they are doing in the classroom. So we can give the field trip like this way, interaction and like something, some games. Majority of time, my friend also used to say sometime, we need application of gaming, because many people, particularly the children before adolescence and adolescents also, they used to like much about the games. Not only physical games, they like video games and mobile games and other games. We can apply a lot of educational games are available for learning many things. So utilize and we can get a good effectiveness. So apply very important thing, these things. Down browser making. Ask them to prepare, make something new criteria, new concept with like a browser, like a mind, like posters or something. Then use of good sense of humor. That's very, very important. Whenever you are in the class, whether you are online or offline, you have to know these things. It's very important. then create and innovation or innovative evaluation. So this is the expectation of Bloom's. We can make them creative, make everyone to become creative. That's very important. Then be simple and be positive and be innovative and be creative. This is the important enhancements of innovation which we can apply as a tool to create a good effective outcome. See there, the evaluation of humor. Yeah, I know everybody, this is a very famous picture, a revolution. But what happened now? We can give the humor to show to the students, ask them how we are now. How we are now. So this is very important to the students. Some recent teaching trends like in technologies. Education technology is the effective use of technology tools in learning as a concept in concern an array of tools such as media, machines and networking hardware, as well as consider understanding theoretical perspectives for their effective application. Try to apply advanced technology have had a profound effective on the way we learn, the way we teach. Because now we change into 2G to 3G, 3G to 4G. Now everybody expect we need 5G. Is only for communication? No, we need to implement these things in our educational communication, educational advancement. So that's why try to use a new way to teach to create their effective outcome. Even we can do a perfect evaluation of learning using the technology to know what is the outcome, actuality of outcome. Using the blackboard and chalk, very less, but we can use it whiteboard and marker. That we can change in another way, transparency and overhead projector. How you are doing? For this, we are doing PowerPoint presentation. And we change some C and web-based learning technological tools and video conferencing. But what we expect the present educational consequence like try to make it e-classroom and wireless technologies and make them to develop some innovative technologies as outcome, what they teach and what they learned. Some objectives of teaching technology, whatever we do the technological concepts like a digital learning, to determine the goals and formulate the objectives in behavioral terms. Because whatever we speak to them, they never change, but use the technology, they always change. To analyze the characteristics of the learners easy, to organize the content in learning or psychological concepts are more effective. Simple example, nowadays they are like screening the films just for 2 hours or 3 hours. Every audience get into the theater and watching the movie for 3 hours. But when they come out, the outcome or impact of the movie, maybe the songs, maybe the dialogue, maybe the scenes, maybe something, what happened? It reflects always in the humorous, in the communication, in their life, their enjoyment, their sorrowness, love and affection, care everywhere. So it reflects how? Because within the 3 hours, the technological input given in different way to make them effective. So we have to evaluate the learner's performance in terms of achieving educational objectives. So we have to focus not a normal objective. What is the actual educational consequence? And to provide a proper feedback among the components for modification of learners. Make them to modify what they want to do, what they want in an effective manner. What are the characteristics of teaching technology when we do? So it's effectiveness in input process as well as output are involved. So we can get what input, we can effectively, particularly we can know immediately the output when you use anything. Then people, teachers, and in-service teachers can have its advantage. They can get a good advantage when they utilize every time. Even though they can get a cognitive and affective and psychomotor domains can be achieved by using it continuously well. An image of pedagogical innovation we need to apply in via the Bloom's taxonomy. We have to teach contextually. We are to follow interdisciplinary. We have to work collaboratively. We have to use project-based learning. We need to foster the problem-solving technique. We need to assess the transparently. And we need to develop among the children or students thinking skills. Then we have to build technological and information and media affluence. That makes the 21st century effectiveness of the Bloom's expectation of outcome, that creation or creativity. You can see the creative. We teach the old crow. Now it's a modern crow. Update yourself. It saves a lot of extra effort. Make use of it. The Bloom's expectation also, how we are creative. The design focus the learners. What is the outcome? We have to be a creative, do something new or extra. We needed innovation in education and dedication to the task before us. This is another aspect, like being a part, produce activity, context and culture in which it is developed and used. In this way, we can begin to assess the differences that will help instructions apply the right tool to the right learning goals. So try to touch the fire or the light or bright, make a good creation and get a good outcome. Finally, the connections like a Cat 6 of Bloom's revised taxonomy is necessary for creating online learning activities that are in accordance with our students' needs and needs. The Bloom's digital taxonomy always helps us to navigate through the B.Ed digital tools and make choice based on the kinds of learning experiences we want students to engage in. Selecting the most appropriate digital activity will depend on the activity's level of difficulty. Try to a cognitive level standard within the Bloom's revised taxonomy. The Bloom's taxonomy has been around for decades, and it's one of the most widely used models for setting learning objectives. And no wonder why, above all, the framework essential gives you the keys to pedagogical success. Now you have a knowledge, you need to set learning objectives that pack a punch. Therefore, it's time to ensure the learning content matches in the needs for your learners at each level to get effective outcome in the learning. You have to design for that. So it's in your hand as a teachers. How we can design, I said, try to utilize a modern or new technology or innovations. Thank you. Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I think I finished 10 minutes before
Thank you,
for
sir.
the discussion also.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It's our pleasure to be in the to be present in such a scholarly resource persons session today, sir. And thank you for your valuable presentation on Bloom's taxonomy and designing of learning outcomes, sir. Sir, your tips for constructing learning outcomes, like focusing on outcomes, not processes, avoid vague verbs, and writing the outcomes from students' perspectives are really thought-provoking, sir. And your question of what is our desired expectations from the video, and it unfold another dimension of teaching learning outcome for the participants, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable presentation.
Thank you,
And
ma'am. Thank you very
before,
much.
thank you, sir. Before I'm calling, I like to call Nandini for vote of thanks. I'm requesting the participants to fill in the feedback forms for both the sessions. We are sending the feedback form for both the sessions each day. So totally you will be getting 2 forms each day. So you need to fill in the forms daily so that you can get your certificates. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, I like to
Thank you, ma'am.
call
Thank
Nandini for vote of thanks, sir.
Ma'am, excuse me. If any participants, if they would like to ask any doubts, they can ask.
Yes,
But
sir.
it's not possible all
Yes,
the
sir. I like
participants
the
able
part.
to ask 1 or 2 questions, maybe, because they can get some clarity about that. That's why.
Yes, sir. Participants are requested to ask their queries in the chat box.
Oh, chat box are there. Okay, okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Maybe
They
I
are
will.
enabled with the chat box, sir.
Okay, okay. Somebody there asking the PowerPoint. Somebody they're asking some digital tools are available in the in the online or not. Yes, there are a lot of digital tools are available for evaluation as well as for your preparation. There are a lot, because it's a better and effective search engine is Google now. How we are updating with the books, so now you can update with the Google now. Just do it every day. Most probably what we used to do, we'll work on the Facebook always to chat with our friends. How are you? Where are you? Where is your photo? We put like and we'll put a command. So you can do. This is a pleasure. I'm not telling about this good or not. Even though being a teachers or teacher educators, we should go with some social medias to search about what we want to learn more. For example, the YouTubes are available. So you can go to the YouTube just only for how to cook, how to buy the new saree, how to buy a new dress, how to buy a new mobile phone. Instead of that, you can go lot of uploaded videos by experts, not only from India, many countries. They are giving some updations about new advancement, even in the Bloom's taxonomy, even in the pedagogical consequence, even in the research methodology. So we have to analyze. So that is a good effective outcome when we prepare or when we do something, even though, for example, I am an editor in many journals. So before the board of meeting, my chief editor told me, so being the reviewer and editor, kindly consider now the 7th Psychological Association editions. They said about the research article should not exceed or should not limit within 10 numbers or like 9 pages. Effective research article should be more than 20 pages. Think about now. So we have to plan. Being a research scholar, I saw many places just we are sending about 12 page, 10 page or 9 page. We always think maximum 15 pages, but now they are expecting more than 20 pages. And they expect the references, minimum 25 references. It should be cited properly, following the 7th edition format. So these are the updates given always in the YouTubes by many professors, many educationists. So you can try for that. Even though somebody they are asking about what is the digital consequence, what is, sorry? No, this is just for expecting something. So any important questions is there? You can
Yes, sir.
give about.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
ma'am.
question is from Mr. Adil Hussain.
Yeah,
Can
tell me.
technology replace the role of teacher in contemporary world?
Effective question. I told wherever I go, I used to say to everybody, technology cannot replace our place, the place of the teachers, but we can utilize, we can make a revolution, the technology also as a teacher, supportive teachers. We have 2 hands. We cannot use both hands for everything. We need for use one hand for one thing and one hand for another thing. When you utilize the four or together the both hands for lifting something more, not for every aspect. So we need a support of technology. Utilize the modern technology, we can expose everything. So teacher is a teacher. Teacher only can create a technology. So teacher can create a new technology. So the technology cannot transfer, but technology can utilize, giving an effective way, like a digitalized way to improve our teaching learning effectively.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And this question is from Mr. Shiva. Could you please give an example for creative and innovative evaluation?
Wow, very good. Creative and innovative evaluation. Very, very important concept. Just recently, I read one book and they have given some questions for that. They asked a simple question about how, that's why there is a number 10. How many times we can subtract number 10 into 100? Anybody can give the answer? How many times we can subtract number 10 into 100? Yeah, somebody they said 10 times. Somebody they are telling 2 times. 9 times. They are giving lot of answers. But actually, we can do only once. Because when we subtract once, the 100 will change into 90. So we have to understand this is creative. This is creative. What is the innovative? So we have to evaluate with our creative manner. That's very important. We can analyze, we can do something new, something assess. Simple in like innovation. Majority of the people, they forget the past. For example, there are lot of plants are available in our lifespan. Simple thing. We are using every day in our cooking. For example, coriander leaf, curry leaf, some other green leaves also there. Then we can keep every leaf in one small cotton and we can tie it and keep it. This I'm not telling about is a creative or innovative. This I learned from Scout program. Just I'm telling for example. You keep it there in the class, we can have an activity, ask them to come and smell it. Their sense will work on to think what is this, what we are using, how we are using. They smell and try to find out, yes, this is coriander smell. This is curry leaf smell. This is another green leaf. Is another one. Why we can do it this one? We can giving a new ideology. What? To know the past with the new inventions. So many things we forget. We can stimulate them to do it. So through the activity, we can create a, like innovation as well as creativity. It depends upon you, in your hand. Before we learned about A for apple. Now they are learning about A for aeroplane, A for like some new applications or something like that. So it's everything how we upload, how we think and apply. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your humble response.
Thank you, ma'am.
Akila, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. Very informative.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, actually, I won't have a time because I'm continuously in many programs. Okay, I think our best. I did this one because the sir has requested me immediately. Last week he asked me, sir, are you available? Can you give things? Because I'm in the holiday for.
Even I have selected this because so many are not able to write properly the program outcome and course outcome or whatever is asked in NAC. That's what I wanted to contact you.
Ma'am, actually, this we can do it well, but the problem is this 1.5 hours is not enough to teach about how to design the learning outcome of Bloom taxonomy. So it needs nearly for 2-3 days to teach them. Even they need an activity program. Then only they able to realize what is the real outcome.
Sir, all these participants, almost most of them are from B.Ed education. So there'll be knowing, but we have to brush up for that one.
Yeah. Really, I'm telling about all the teachers, even the human being, we know how we are utilizing every day, but they don't know, oh, this is that one. This is actually that one. Simple phenomenon gives more creativeness and innovations. We have to utilize it and we have to think effectively.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Sharmila, ma'am.
Akila?
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for such a beautiful presentation within a short period of time you have presented, sir. I like to call Ms. Nandini for vote of thanks, sir.
Good afternoon,
Nandini?
dignitaries, invited guests. Yeah, thank you, Akila. I am audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, you
sir.
are
Thank you,
audible.
sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, dignitaries, invited guests, respected staffs who gathered for the 5-day international online faculty development program on outcome-based education, jointly organized by Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University and Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute Faculty of Education. Today is our second session of our first day, sir. I thank our registrar, Professor P.C. Nagasubramani, sir, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, for giving me this opportunity. I thank Dr. K. Geeta ma'am, Principal, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, for her guidance. I thank Dr. V. Sharmila ma'am, Assistant Professor, Educational Technology, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, for her tireless work for this FDP, and also the staffs who give your support for the faculty development program. I thank our resource person, Professor Vinara Sityanandam sir, for his eclectic speech on Bloom's taxonomy. I think it will be very useful to every participant. Thank you, sir. I once again thank you, sir. I thank Dr. L. George Stephen sir for his welcome address. I thank all the participants of this FTP program who cherish this program by their presence. I thank you all once again.
Yeah, thank you very
sir.
much
Thank
for
you
the
so
good
much.
opportunity for me. Thank you. May God bless and do well.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Thank you very
to
much,
all
sir.
the participants. Thank you, Madam Sharmila, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
I kindly
Partic-
request all the participants to fill the feedback form, which is posted in the chat box. Attendance is compulsory for all these 5 days. All should attend these 2 sessions. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Akila?
Dear
Akila?
participants,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Once again, announce the participants, ma'am, to fill the feedback
Yes,
form.
ma'am. Participants are requested to fill in the feedback form for the morning session as well as in the afternoon session. We are requested you to fill in both the feedback forms for certification. Participants ரெண்டு செஷனோடைய ஃபீட்பேக் ஃபார்மையும் ஃபில் பண்ணுங்க. ரெண்டு செஷனும் 5 டேஸ்க்குமான டிஃப்ரெண்ட் லிங்க்ஸ்ல வரும். எல்லாமே நீங்க ஃபில் பண்ணணும். அப்பதான் உங்களுக்கு ப்ராப்பர் சர்டிஃபிகேஷன் கிடைக்கும்.
dear participants, Every day there will be 2 sessions. Morning session will be at 10:30 a.m. and afternoon session will be at 2 p.m. Feedback link will be posted in Zoom and as well as in YouTube chat box during the session only. Those who missed the morning session feedback, kindly fill the following feedback so that you can get your certificates. Session 1 certificate won't be posted again because it's automatically closed. Certain time limits only set for that. So you just fill the session 2 feedback form. Session 1 feedback form will be automatically closed. It won't be active now. So kindly fill the session 2 feedback form. Joining Zoom link will be the same for all the 5 days. So live YouTube link will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Those who filled this session 2 feedback form can leave the session. Thank you. Dear participants, session 1 feedback link will be deactivated. Automatically after 20 minutes, it will be deactivated. Okay, so just fill the session 2 form. Don't ask the session 1 form. Those who fill the session 2 feedback form can leave the session. Thank you.